Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cooking with Country, Part 11. We are making Christmas cookies. If for some of you, if you don't know who I am, I'm Evan. I'm the sous chef here.
I'm Chris, Director of Sales, Hospitality.
Yes.
This is
Where did
Cooking
you
with-
get that coat?
Someone gave it to
Stylish
me.
coat.
I just
Stylish
can't stop
hat.
wearing it now. I just gotta wear. I mean, if
You've been wearing it all
customers
week.
would come, I'd wear it every day. But fortunately, I'm stuck in the barn all day. So. But it's our second time cooking with.
Yes.
Oh, we surprised.
I don't know. He might be showing up. I'm not.
Oh my God!
You
You hear those bells?
Is he coming?
Oh my
It's
God!
him!
My goodness.
Oh,
Oh my Lord!
well, you were the
Wow.
same little lads that were here last week. Huh?
I was the good one. Remember that?
Well, it came in.
I was doing good.
Hi, everybody. Hi, kids. How are?
We're
Oh,
saying,
look at
don't
the
put
way.
your-
Say hi to Santa.
That's right. We have Santa with us tonight. So everybody say hello.
Everybody, I have the naughty and nice list here. So if you want to tell on somebody or have me look up your father or these two guys.
I mean, I think you'd be looking at Chris the most. He's, I don't know.
I feel like this week has been a little iffy.
But anyway, it was such a success and so much fun that I got a new sleigh. A lot of people don't know that. Now, you want to know how much my new sleigh cost?
How much?
Nothing. It was on the house.
That was good. That was good.
With the jokes.
You work with elves all week.
We got some good ones. Awesome.
Well, what are we cooking today?
Well, Santa, we are cooking two different types of cookies. We're doing a magic bar with peppermint over the top of it.
Oh, I love magic.
Oh, I know you.
Everything
that's
is
why,
magic.
that's why I did this recipe because I thought you'd like it a lot. I mean, I didn't know you would be here for a second time, but
Well,
I
we made arrangements.
thought it would,
Our wish came
attract
true.
you. Exactly. And then we're also going to make some sugar cookies with some candy cane Hershey Kisses.
Boy,
Yes.
So that's
So,
sounding pretty good.
Lots of cookies tonight.
Well, can I do a little bit more this time?
I would
Sure.
love.
Can
you to
everybody
do
hear
it.
us okay?
Can you hear me? Thumbs up?
Cool.
All right. Look at all those lovely kids. Oh,
We have
boy.
a quick question
Oh.
for Santa
All right.
from Gabriel. He says, "Does Mrs. Claus write your jokes, Santa?"
Ooh. No. I write my own jokes. Now, if you can't tell, but that's the way it is. It's always been, I'm 1,700 years old. So you come across a lot of reasons to have a good joke.
You don't look a day over 1,000.
Well,
Must be your tasty hot chocolate.
it's the cookies. It's the cookies.
We'll give you more so you look even better.
Awesome. Well, we'll have Chris. Tonight we're pairing it with some special wines. If
Yeah,
Chris,
I
you
mean,
wanna-
I brought a little variety of
Step
wines.
in.
Obviously, with the peppermint style cookie, to me the bubbles. We're doing our Flying by St. Pants North Coast Fruit. I think this is going to be an amazing pairing because of the peppermint in it. I think having it's a 2/3 Chardonnay, 1/3 Pinot Noir mixture. It's a great combination, fruity, nice and dry. So the peppermint is going to have some really creative flavors on the back end, which is cool. On the other cookie we're gonna make, I chose two other wines. I did a Pinot and a Zin. I think with chocolate chip on there, I mean, you can't go wrong with some red wines. So, being our Pinot, all estate grown right on the property, it's amazing, very versatile, whatever you want to throw at it. And then our Old Vine Zin, it's got the fruit and spice, so with that little chocolate in there. So
That'd be great.
cookies you can pair with anything, but we chose those ones for you guys. So I will let you and Santa cook tonight. I'll step back in and see how you guys are doing. I'll still be a good little
Call
helper.
you over
Don't worry.
for help.
Well,
do you want to open the champagne?
I was going to, but I was going to Santa take the stage first.
Oh.
Because he's with you.
Well, we do
I don't
have
wanna-
another question for
Awesome, but-
Santa
Okay.
from Riker. He
Hi, Riker.
wants to know how reindeer fly.
Carefully. They all been certified. They've been trained for many, many years. They weren't the first ones to fly. Ezekiel was the first one to fly, and then he sort of didn't really make it. So, and then along, of course, there's Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid, Donner and Blitzen, and Rudolph. But they are doing great. And you know, Rudolph, is just to let you know, Rudolph isn't tethered. He's not with the, he's out in front. And so he can guide the sleigh at night. And he's always the first one down to see if there's any trees.
I'm with Rudolph. on that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Same thing.
Totally agree.
Any more quick questions? No?
Not right now.
Well, why don't we give him a quick toast? Santa, your hot chocolate.
Thank you.
Cheers, Santa.
We'll take our
Cheers.
bubbles.
To round two. Thank you. very
Cheers,
much
guys.
for
Thank
coming
you.
You know why Santa likes coming to Bright Lord? You know why he likes to come here?
back. Why is that?
Because you can always get spirits.
You are not wrong on that.
Oh, we do have another question.
Okay.
From Kaden.
Hi, Katie. Where are you?
He said, what about Olive, the other reindeer?
Well, there's a lot of reindeer, and some of them they're around, and some of the girls and that. Two of them, Prancer and who's the other one? There's two
Dasher.
girls. Yeah, Dasher are girls. So that's, so there's that, but they're all over the place.
Awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and start getting started on our cookies. So the first cookie we're going to make right now is our magic bars. This recipe is actually a really fun recipe for me. My friends are the ones that introduced this to me, and we make it every holiday. So that's why I'm sharing it with everybody, because I really love this recipe. It's one of my favorite.
All right.
So what we're going to start by doing is we're going to get our 13x9 glass baking dish. And what we're going to do is we're going to line this with parchment paper. So I'm going to help you out here, Santa. And we're going to cut just a slice into each corner.
And
Just
that's so you can fold it right in, right?
correct. So we're going to fold it right in. So that way, so all I did was just put a little slice into each corner of the paper. And then this way, the magic bars don't stick too bad onto your baking dish.
All right.
So let's go ahead and pop that in there. And for everybody at home, if you already don't have your oven turned on right now, make sure you have your oven on at 350 degrees because we will be baking lots of cookies. So
Evan, is your oven on?
my oven is on. Last week we had some technical difficulties. I made sure about 5 times before we started that the oven is on. So
We've got a couple questions. We have one from Carrie that asks, what's Santa's favorite dessert wine? And then another one that is, what's Santa's favorite food?
Santa doesn't drink wine. Now, that's not because he doesn't like wine. It's just he'd rather have hot chocolate. So I drink hot chocolate. The other thing is my favorite food is any food that's in my tummy. Because when you have a belly that's like jelly, you want to fill it with delicious food. That's right. So anyway, so yeah, I like all kinds of food. And I like coming here because I even watched their show up in the North Pole. And then I try to get the elves to cook it, and they're not very good at it. But the food is tremendous here. If you ever get a chance to come eat or order, it's available.
well, if your elves ever need some training, I'm sure Shane and I can make a trip up there and help you guys out. So that way they can cook a little bit.
And bring your swimsuit.
Oh, okay, perfect.
We do have a question for Santa's helper, the elf. If I don't have parchment paper, can I use pan?
Yes, pan will work. If you guys don't have parchment paper, just spray your pan really well with nonstick, whether it's Pam cooking spray, or if you've got some butter and some flour, that'll work just as well too. So while everybody was asking questions to Santa, I went ahead and got our half cup of butter into a pot, and I'm starting to melt it. So the recipe originally says to put your butter into the baking dish and put that into the oven, melt the butter, and put your graham crackers into the baking dish. But I find doing it in a pot is a lot easier and makes life a little bit more simple, and you will have less of sticking to your pan as well. So I've got our pot with our half cup of butter, which I have melted, and it's all nice and hot. And what I'm going to do is add in our 1.5 cups of graham cracker, which this is just ground up graham crackers. The graham cracker crust out of the box will work just as fine. I went ahead and took graham crackers and crushed them up myself. So we're just going to mix that up just like that. And then we're going to pour it right in there. And Santa, I'm going to pass you the spatula. And if you could just spread it nice and evenly on the bottom there. That would be great.
This is like feeding the reindeer. That good?
Yeah, so we're gonna press it down pretty firm. This.
This is like cooking with Mrs. Claus.
So we're just trying to get everything nice and spread out on the bottom of your baking dish.
And if you kids are making this at home, the reason he presses it because it makes it a nice solid piece.
Exactly, that is, yes.
I asked how much butter?
Half a cup of butter is the amount of butter that we are putting in here. So I've taken half a cup of butter, melted it, then taken my 1.5 cups of graham crackers, mix that with the butter, and just mix it until it was nice and coated. And then that's our crust for our magic bar here. So now, after we've got our graham cracker crust formed on the bottom of our baking dish, we're gonna take 1 can of condensed milk, and Santa, I've got a can right here in this bowl. If you wanna just go ahead and dump it right over the top of that,
Over the graham cracker.
over the graham crackers. Yes,
Not
sir.
on,
No, not on your head. Please don't do that. I don't want you to make a mess of yourself. Perfect. We just want it nice and even. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then while you're doing that, I'm gonna get our candy canes all crushed up here. So if you've already got pre-crushed candy canes, it works just as fine. I have these whole candy canes that I'm gonna use for tonight. All I'm gonna do is get them out of the wrapper.
Yeah, give the candy cane.
Santa did bring these candy canes. I forgot to mention these guys. These are very special candy canes from Mr. Claus himself.
if you get a chance, look at your candy cane and see how many stripes there actually are. There's usually 3 or 4. So if they don't have 3 or 4, they're not a real candy cane.
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my God, it's a real candy cane.
And you can count.
Surprisingly, I can. Sometimes, there's some days where I can't. All right, so while I'm crushing up the candy canes here, Santa, I'm gonna have you go ahead and take our 1 bag of chocolate chip morsels, and you're gonna spread that over the top nice and evenly as well.
I like doing this part.
I had a feeling you might like this one. I was gonna have Chris do it, but now that you're here, it's just.
Well, it reminds me of a Dr. Seuss book.
Ooh, what Dr. Seuss book?
Why'd the Grinch have dots? Because he had the measles.
Oh my God. Well, it's all the jokes, Santa.
Well, it's been a long week. I've seen lots of boys and girls this week. We've been making lots of toys. We're finding out what the most popular toys are this year, and that's really interesting.
What is the popular toy this year?
A lot of Barbies, Barbie doll houses,
Okay.
American Dream doll houses.
Oh,
Yeah, Legos. Legos are really back. And if you ever get a chance, boys and girls, I would go down to Legoland. It's down by San Diego, and it's quite a fun place. And it's good for boys, girls, moms and dads, parents, aunts, uncles, and of course the grandparents. So anyway, try that out. But Legos is one of the real big ones. And then of course scooters is big, and skateboards seem to be back in.
Scooters are making a
So,
comeback.
and then we're finding out, and then I get asked a lot, can I have a puppy or a kitten? Well, Santa doesn't do the puppies and kittens and that. Now, if you get one, it's really, was kind of special, but we do toys, and puppies and kittens are something that you have to really talk to your parents about, because it's a commitment.
You are not wrong about
I
that.
do have a question. Rachel asked, what goes on after the milk?
After the milk, Rachel, so what goes on next after our condensed milk, we're doing our chocolate chips. So we've already put that on there. Santa put our entire bag of chocolate chips. And then next, I'm gonna, put a little bit of white chocolate chips on there as well. So with this recipe, guys, one of the things you can do is you can kind of put a little of your own twist on there. My friends, they like to put butterscotch on this when they make it, and we usually don't do the peppermint
So we're just
sometimes. Just a light, little layer of sprinkle of white chocolate. Really get all the chocolates in there. I thought, both chocolates would be good for this.
Light or a little bit more?
Touch more.
How much can this condensed milk?
It is 1 full can of condensed milk, if you guys didn't hear.
Okay,
So now we're gonna go with our coconut. So we have 3.5 ounces of shredded coconut. We're gonna do that whole thing right over the top,
the whole thing.
the whole thing. That would be a heaping cup, about 1.5 cups of shredded coconut right there. So for you guys at home, we did the graham crackers, we did the condensed milk, we did chocolate chips, and then next you will go with the shredded coconut right over the top of that. And then our last thing is gonna be the candy canes.
Oh my goodness, this is quite fun. There's crabs in the South Pacific and they use coconuts for their shell.
Really?
A lot of people don't know that. Their claws are so big and so sharp, they can crack a coconut right in half.
I never knew that.
So don't go walking by them with bare toes.
Awesome. So
Okay.
we've got our coconut over the top. Now we're gonna finish it with our candy canes. So this is just 2 candy canes. For the recipe, I put 2 cups of crushed up candy canes and or peppermint. So we're doing about 2 cups right there, which is 2 candy canes.
And we're gonna do all of these.
Do all of those right over the top there, Sam. Yes, they're in chunks. They don't have to be a fine powder or anything. It's just, this is a very rustic and, country style magic bar. It's not, we're not making anything super pretty. It's supposed to be delicious and, Christmassy as well. So
And even Santa knows this trick. Don't make them so small and that because they're sugar and they're gonna melt. So you wanna make sure you have good chunks.
exactly, yes.
I even know that one.
I didn't know that for the longest time.
It figures we're doing country style with country.
Oh,
Awesome.
how's that?
That's perfect, Sam.
Okay.
And guys, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to type them into the chat bar. Taylor's on the computer, so she will let us know if what the question is. And also let us know if we're going too fast or if you have any other questions.
We
So
do have a question.
question.
Gabriel asked, are we baking this and should we preheat the oven?
Yes, Gabriel. So I mentioned that in the beginning. We are baking this. Both the cookies will be baked. Your oven should be preheated to 350 degrees. If you have a convection oven, go ahead and have the fan on. And we're gonna cook this at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in our oven. Right behind you.
The oven is working. I can
Yes.
feel it.
We
The
do have
oven is
another
working.
comment/question. Mike asked, what happens if a handful falls into my mouth by accident? Handful of candy.
If a handful of candy canes make it into your mouth, I don't see an issue with that. I think that's fine. I mean, that's usually what I do.
I'd eat it and eat it raw. Raw, raw, raw. That's the spirit.
Perfect. So while we let those bake, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next cookie. Is everyone doing okay? Give me a thumbs up if you guys are doing all right. Perfect. So again, 350 degrees, 25 to 30 minutes. We're going 25 minutes. We're gonna check it and see if it needs a little bit longer. But typically it's about 25 minutes. Before we move on to our next cookie,
Oh,
Santa,
hot
let's
chocolate.
do a little cheers.
Oh,
Hot chocolate. I've got my bubbles, so cheers, Santa.
gonna need some more marshmallows.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make sure to get the helper on that.
Cheers to all you boys and girls.
Cheers, everybody.
You got your hot chocolate? All right.
Awesome.
Carolyn says she's still working to get hers in the oven. And then Vanessa said she thinks that her pan is too big.
So if your pan is too big, that's fine. Just make sure you spread your graham cracker, just press it really hard and flat, and it'll spread out. So if you have a 9x13, it'll work totally fine. You just need to spread everything out a little bit more dispersed. Is that everyone doing okay?
Should we ask a question for Santa if we're
Yeah, does
calling?
anyone have any questions for Santa before we get going to the next cookie or anything?
I do have a question, not
Another question?
necessarily for Santa.
Okay.
Rachel said that she granulated her candy canes really fine. Is that okay?
That's gonna be fine, yes. It won't affect it too much. You'll be totally fine.
What about the naughty list?
The naughty list? Ooh, Beth's asking about the naughty list.
Well, the naughty list is it's right here. And sometimes we don't want to make it public. Let me see. Is
Did
there,
Evan change from last week?
is there a Christopher? Does anybody know a Christopher?
That's for stop.
I know
Not
Christoph.
Oh, I know Christopher.
No, it's-
Oh,
Christopher, wait.
No,
I think we know this Christopher here.
I don't think it's the same Christopher.
My license
I don't
is
know.
for stop, all right? There's no R.
I don't believe that. I want to see your license right now.
I'll go get it.
But yes, there is a naughty list but most boys and girls sort of get off it because they improve their behavior and especially this week.
Is there a George on that naughty
I
list?
don't know, there's the Gabriel that says his brother is definitely on the naughty list.
Well, we'll figure it out.
And then we do have another question. Which of your reindeer is the naughtiest?
Oh, that'd be Comet. There's no, Comet.
Why?
He's just always taken off.
Is he?
Yeah, he's always taken off. He just seems to like fly.
He's a free spirit. He's
He's
supposed
a
to go.
free
He's
spirit.
supposed to go.
Yeah,
Can't blame him for being a free spirit.
no.
Oh, and then Rachel asked, where can we get a jacket and a tie like Chris?
This is one of a kind, Rachel. One of a kind.
He owns me.
That's right.
Not this elf though.
And it's nice hats, stars, candy canes, the tie goes with it.
Are there 4 stripes on the candy canes?
I think there's way more than 4 stripes. That's a special. No, it's a special one.
Well, they're all connected, so
They all
that's how
see.
you can tell.
Thanks, Santa. Santa's got my back.
Yeah.
See?
Just for
Wrong
now.
naughty
Just for
list.
now.
I thought Evan was on the discretionary list.
Yeah, we'll find out in the show.
Yeah, we're-
where he lands.
We'll
on
wait
that
for that until we figure out what's going on. with
You
that.
guys, everybody stick around till the end because there's an award coming.
Ooh,
So you want to make sure you're here for the award.
awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next cookies. Is everyone okay with that? Thumbs up, thumbs down? All right, I see thumbs up.
Okay, we
Great.
got a lot of thumbs.
Awesome. So the next cookie we're doing is a sugar cookie. So for this, you're gonna need a stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, that is totally fine. You can do this by hand with a whisk and a metal bowl or a ceramic bowl. So we have a stand mixer here. So what we're gonna start off by doing is we're gonna combine in our bowl all of our dry ingredients. So I have 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour. And then I've got a teaspoon of baking soda and half a teaspoon of baking powder. Santa, I'm gonna give you this whisk. I'm gonna have you whisk that really quick.
I can whisk that.
And while you're whisking that, I'm gonna switch sides with you. I'm gonna come over to the stand mixer really quick. And I'm gonna get the 1 cup of softened butter into our mixing bowl. Just like that.
Notice the technique.
Yes. Make sure you make
Let's
sure
see it one more
you're recording
time,
that
Santa.
there, Chris.
Great form.
Yeah, it's like my diving. Great form.
We've got a question from Joanne. She asked, is sifting the flour necessary?
No, the flour does not need to be sifted, nor any of the dry ingredients. We are gonna leave those completely whole.
And then Vanessa asked, can you repeat the measurements? And then from another person, can we repeat the dry ingredients? They're a little behind.
Got it. So the dry ingredients on the sugar cookies, we have 2 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda. And then I've got into my mixing bowl right now, 1 cup of softened butter. And I also have 1.5 cups of granulated sugar in here right now as well.
Now, is this recipe printed anywhere?
This recipe is on our blog post. After tonight, it'll be posted up there. And this entire show is being recorded. So if you guys want to re-watch the show, just to hear all the measurements. That way you can pause and, go at your own pace and hear all of it. We will have that posted on the blog as well. Are there any other questions before I move on? All right. So I've got my butter and my sugar in the stand mixer. I've got it locked so it's not going to fly everywhere. We're going to turn this, we're going to start at a slow speed first. We don't want to go too high because everything's going to start flying all over the place and it's going to make a huge mess. So we're going to sit here and gradually increase it one at a time. And what we're trying to do is cream the sugar and the butter together. So by this, we've got our whisk attachment on here, and we're going at a very high speed and creaming the butter. How's everybody doing out there? We doing okay?
Can you tell me the difference then between a standing machine like this and a sitting machine? You said this is a standing blender.
So this is a standing blender because when you unlock it, it looks like it's standing.
Oh,
And then when you lock it, it's sitting.
that's magic.
So, creaming the butter and the sugar. My bowl is a little bit, or my whisk is a little small for my stand mixer, so giving it a little help. What you're looking for by this is you're just trying to get your butter nice and whipped, nice and airy and fluffy. Looking pretty good here. I'm gonna scrape down the edges a little bit. Get everything nice and mixed.
That's good.
Now I'm scaring you, Mark, right now. I'm hearing your voice.
All
right,
that's pretty good.
so this is what we're looking for with our butter and our sugar. Nice and creamy, fluffy, airy. So next up, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our vanilla and our 1 egg. I'm gonna go ahead and crack that directly into the bowl. Woo! Try not to get any shells, which I already did.
What's the best way to get shells out of eggs?
So the best way to get shells out of eggs that I have found is after you crack the egg open, take a big piece of the shell and scoop it out with its shell and it sticks to it. If you try to do it with your finger, you're just gonna be swimming around in it.
Okay.
So, little trick for you guys. Then we're going ahead and putting in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract in there. So there's 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract with the butter and the sugar. We're gonna go ahead and get that mixed up. And then Santa, I'm gonna have you slowly add in the dry ingredients that you have in your bowl there.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and step out of the way here. Go ahead and slowly, just as fast as you can, without throwing it all over the place. I think you're really good at this. You were telling me Mrs. Claus was, you and Mrs. Claus were making some cookies earlier.
Yes, we were. We were making chocolate chip cookies. You know that chocolate chip cookies have been around for a long time. They were invented in a place called Toll House. A lot of people, it was a restaurant. And the lady sold the recipe to the Toll House cookies to Nabisco, and they bought them, and she was paid $1 for the recipe and all the chocolate she wanted for the rest of her life. And that's a true story.
We do have a question.
Yes.
Best way to warm egg from the refrigerator?
Best way to warm an egg from the refrigerator, I would say, is either just having it sit out at room temperature for at least an hour. Also, another way you can do it is getting warm tap water and then putting your egg in the warm tap water for about 5 to 10 minutes. That also helps a lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and scrape this down.
Now, what is the difference? Last week you had a spinner.
So last week I had the dough hook on it.
Oh,
So with the
okay.
dough hook, what that does is it kneads your, whatever you're mixing. And typically when you're making, pizza dough or bread doughs, you want that kneading action. So it's constantly punching it down.
So it needs attention,
Exactly.
just like the children.
Yes, yes, lots of attention. All right, so I've added our dry ingredients in, which was our 2 3/4 cup of flour, our baking soda, and our baking powder. We did it slowly. We didn't put it all in at once. We just slowly added it in while the mixer was running. Is there a question?
Someone said that they're still working on putting in their dry ingredients.
Got
So
it.
maybe it's time for a toast.
Toasty
A
toast?
toast.
You wanna do the dance?
Hot chocolate.
Notice I got the new cup this week. And that last week I had my special cup. It's from Mrs. Claus, said, I love Santa, and this I have a candy cane.
I like the candy cane one.
Do we need to kiss one and milk during that?
Cheers, everybody.
If they're what?
Are there any other questions the kids have for Santa while we wait for just a minute for everyone to catch up?
They're on the naughty or nice list.
How much sugar?
1.5 cups of sugar.
1.5.
And you can always use the sugar to help the medicine go down. Remember that.
We do have, really quick, Rachel asked, her dough's a little clumpy, is that okay?
Yes, go ahead and keep mixing it and it'll smooth out a little bit.
And then Casper asked, Zoe wants to know what your favorite color is.
I'm assuming she's talking about
Yes.
Santa.
It's somewhere between red and dark red. But I like red. And I think this year I'm going to go with red.
I think you've already gone with it right now, Santa.
Yes, I do. Look at all those people I know out there.
Look at the little reindeers over there in the corner.
So
Santa.
there's
And
reindeer.
they've got skeleton aprons on too.
Uh-huh. Oh, there's Mrs. No, that's not. I thought it was Mrs. Claus. It was her sister.
It looks like the snowman is eating someone right now.
Uh-huh.
Someone's screen.
It's-
So Michael wants to know whether.
We love you, Santa.
I
What's
think
that?
they said that they
They
love
love
you,
you.
Santa.
Well, thank you. I love you too. And that's what this is all about. Believing and loving and caring.
Chase says that he just caught Kaden eating all of the kisses.
Make sure you protect the kisses because they will be eaten by the small ones.
Look at what's that over there?
Yeah, right. Shane's been doing that all day. while I was getting ready.
And Carrie asked, is the dough gold creamy and smooth?
Correct.
So
Carrie?
Santa, I have something for you. My son Michael wants to know if he's on the naughty list.
Ooh, ooh.
That's Michael with an M.
Michael with an M, yeah.
Here's the boys list. It's long.
I know.
There's Michael right there. Oh, good job, Michael. You made it.
All right.
There you go, Michael.
You want me to look up your dad's name again?
No,
Yeah, I
I
do.
went through that. We're good.
Rachel says, if I'm not drinking a paired Ricola wine, am I on the naughty list now?
The Lottie's miss?
Good.
Say that 5 times and we'll tell you.
Lottie list, Lottie list.
Just tell him we'll ship him more wines.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be shipping more wines. If you need a restock on your Brickler wines, we've got you.
You'll do fine.
I don't think you'll be on the naughty list for that. Awesome, guys. So how are we all doing over there? Is everyone doing okay? Thumbs up if we're good. Awesome.
Oh, good.
Those magic bars right now. You can smell them. So the next step that we're going to do with our cookie dough here is we're going to add in our 1/2 cup of red and green sprinkles. You guys want to see that really quick?
That's
You
a
know-
magic ingredient.
Yes. So we're going to put that all directly into our dough. We're going to go ahead and turn this on one more time. Just let it mix.
It's very, very pretty with all the red and green in there.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite cookies. We're gonna go ahead and shut it off there. The next, oh, it wasn't even locked. Let's go ahead and scrape everything off.
Careful there.
Santa, you make me nervous.
These things are still on probation.
Yeah.
I know. I'm trying to make it on the nice list and not be on the naughty list.
Well,
I don't know if it's because the fans are off that I'm sweating so much, or if it's
no, the
because I'm-
fans are out there.
So I'm gonna give this a quick little mix just because it didn't mix as much as I wanted it to. So this is what our dough is looking like if you guys want to see for you at home. It's a nice uniformed ball. It stays together, smooth, not too clumpy. That's what we're looking for.
It's kind of like a snowball.
Exactly, yes. So we have all of our ingredients in it, our sprinkles. What we're gonna do
Oh,
next,
Wait, pause.
pause.
We have a comment. My
We have a
dough
comment.
is really crumbly. Should I keep mixing?
Are you mixing by hand or are you mixing with a mixer? And did you make sure to add the egg and all of your wet
Mixer.
mixer? Go ahead and keep mixing it on your mixer. Turn the speed up a little bit. Increase it to higher, and that should help it up.
And all of her ingredients are in.
Okay. And if it still is crumbly, even after you mix it, go ahead and use your hands or a wooden spoon and go ahead and mix it by hand, and that'll help it too. Any other questions before we move on, guys? Thumbs up if everyone's okay.
Thumbs down. A couple thumbs down.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Thumbs down. Uh-oh.
I don't like that.
While we have a couple thumbs down, I'll give you a little bit more trivia about cookies. Cookies
Ooh.
have been a tradition for hundreds of years. And one of the most unique cookies are animal crackers. And animal crackers were developed for Christmas, and they're in a box and they have a little string. And the reason the string was on there, they're used for decorations. And a lot of people don't know that animal cookies were originally made for a decoration. Yes, and so, and then when, of course, they were sold in Nabisco, they named them in honor of Barnum and Bailey Circus, Mr. Barnum, who helped create the circus.
Gabriel says he's a vegetarian. He doesn't eat those.
They're cookies. But that's
No
okay.
animals were harmed in the making of those cookies, I promise.
Especially the elephant. It's hard to get them in the bowl.
Man, Rachel, she says, we don't have a cupcake pan. We're on the naughty list again. We use just a regular baking sheet.
Rachel, you're not on the naughty list. You're totally good. Yes, you can use a regular baking sheet if you don't have muffin tins at home. This recipe will work just as good with those. The only difference, if you do use a sheet tray, is that the cook time will be a little bit less. So with us cooking them in the muffin tins, we're going about 10 to 15 minutes. If you're doing it on a sheet tray, I would say 8 to 10 minutes on your cook time. Santa, what's your favorite cookie?
All of them,
All of them? Every-
especially in the tummy.
Yeah.
On Christmas Eve, I eat close to about 3 billion tons of cookies also.
Ooh.
And everybody's, how can you do that? That's not, it's called magic of Christmas.
Can I get some of that magic of Christmas for when I eat cookies?
It looks like you've been on it.
Oh, oh God. Was not expecting that one.
Oh,
Even Santa has a sense of humor.
And on that note, Santa's gonna go ahead and take over. I'm gonna go help myself out the door here.
Quick mile jog, huh?
Yeah. I'm gonna go run around the property and do a couple laps.
If you've never seen the property or been to the property, it's gorgeous out here.
Yes.
And it's just, if you ever get a chance, come visit. Oh, somebody's got their hand up.
Oh, we've got a question from the Heinz.
What is your question?
Do we need whipped cream?
Do you need whipped cream? What, for the cookies or for your hot chocolate?
For the hot chocolate, of course.
Yes, for the hot
Yes,
chocolate,
yeah.
right, Santa? I
Uh-huh.
mean, whipped cream with the hot chocolate, you have to have it.
Whipped cream, marshmallows.
Lots of marshmallows.
Sometimes I put the Hershey Kisses in there too.
What about
Really?
candy canes? Put candy canes in your hot
I
chocolate?
stir it. They make good stirs.
Any other questions, guys?
We do have a comment.
Oh.
Cookie dough pairs really well with our sparkling.
Oh, very good.
That's always good to know. Isabella, I'm sure she's the expert on cookie dough.
Carolyn asked, where do the sprinkles go again?
So the sprinkles are going directly into the cookie dough. So that's the very last ingredient that we added into our dough and mix that all really well together. Any other questions, guys? Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next step. So, like I said, we're using muffin tins. And if you guys don't have muffin tins or want to use sheet trays, that will work just as fine. Just cut down the cook time on your cookies when you're doing it. So before we get going here, I'm gonna go ahead and spray our muffin tins with some nonstick spray. And then Santa, I've got a scooper there for you.
Oh, we do have a question. Are your magic bars done?
Our magic bars still have 4 minutes on it. I've got a timer on it. I'm not forgetting about that. Don't worry.
Good job, whoever sent that in.
Thank you for reminding me that. I have burned a few things.
Yeah.
So Santa, if you want to go ahead and scoop a nice heaping scoop from the scooper into our muffin tin,
Like about so.
just like that. Perfect. So we're going about 1/2 to 3/4 full on our muffin tins with our cookie dough.
You know, one of the things, if Mrs. Claus is watching out there, I have a feeling that she's gonna want me to come home and make cookies now. Of course.
We've got a question from Gabriel. What's the volume on that scooper that you're using, Santa?
The scooper volume that Santa is using right now is a 2-ounce scoop.
It's a very small ice cream cone, if that's what you're looking for.
And we have another question. Do we depress them?
No, we're not going to, not depress completely. We're just going to kind of smush them down a little bit. I'm not going to say that we're smashing them completely into the bottom of our muffin tin, but I am going to kind of flatten them out just a touch. So just like that is what we're looking for.
Like that.
Light tap.
Harry says, is the vanilla measurement exact? I like sneaking extra vanilla.
Harry, the vanilla measurement is not exact. You can add in a little more if you'd like. And if you also want to use fresh vanilla beans versus vanilla extract in the liquid, that works just as well too.
There we go.
Those look great, Sam. So we fill them up. We're gonna go ahead and give them just a little tappy tap.
Oh, what kind of tap?
A little tappy tap.
Tappy tap.
Tap, tap, tap.
So that's a cooking term.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
I want to make sure.
So we've got our muffin tins all filled up. We're gonna go ahead and put this into our 350-degree oven. We're gonna tins till the top is nice and golden brown. So it's about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna go on the 15-minute side with our muffin tins just because they're a little bit bigger than the ones that I've used at home when I made this recipe. However, if you're using smaller ones, 10 minutes to 15 minutes is a perfect. Go on the lower side of the 15 minutes.
Quick question.
Quick
Can
question.
you use paper muffin liners?
You can use paper muffin liners if you'd like. The only thing is the cookies, the whole point of the muffin tin is just to make that nice perfect cup. And I don't believe that the tins will come off the cookie very easily. So that's my only concern. But if you want to give it a try, by all means, give it a shot.
And Rachel said, happy tap, praise of 2021.
Tappy tap.
All right, yeah, very good.
So, we have our cookies in the oven. I'm going to set our timer, and our magic bars are 30 seconds away from being done.
Oh,
So
boy.
we are rolling along.
Well, while he's doing that, I'll tell you another little fact about cookies and Christmas.
Please do, Santa.
So in a lot of places in the world, people make Christmas cookies and put little notes in them.
Ooh, like a fortune cookie?
And that's where they came from, the idea as a fortune cookie. So I thought that was pretty interesting coming all the way from that. But the other day I got a fortune cookie and there was no message in it. You know what I said?
What did you say?
This is unfortunate.
It's very unfortunate. Santa.
It was very unfortunate.
It's always sad when you don't get the fortune into your fortune cookie.
Uh-huh.
Question from Terry, what was
Question.
the temperature on the sugar cookies again? Also, stick test when done?
350 degrees is the temperature. Santa, if you want to give me help. And stick test when if they're done, yes, the stick test will work really good for this. I really like using that at my house, so
I recommend using it, guys.
And then comment question, where should the rack be in the oven? Because her oven seems to cook really fast.
Where should the what be?
The rack in the
The
oven.
rack should be in the center of your oven.
And then Vanessa says, should I put the extra cookie dough in the refrigerator while the others bake?
If you're gonna bake all of your cookies tonight, yes, you should. If you are wanting to bake them all at once and make them tonight, I would just start portioning out your cookie dough into your sheet tray if you have another one. But if you don't, keep it in the fridge so that way it stays cool.
And Santa,
Yes,
Riker wants to know, our fireplace is still under construction. Will you still come if it's not done?
yes. In fact, I don't have it on right now, but Santa has a magic key. A lot of people don't know that about the magic key. Now, the only person that can use the magic key is Santa, and it only works on Christmas Eve. So if you don't have a chimney or you're building it or creating it, because a lot of places don't, I'll just use the magic key and you won't even hear me.
Halfway so far. Why?
So does that work for you if I come in with the magic key?
I was always wondering how you do that with the fireplaces not being there.
Now you know.
I know. I've always been wondering that since I was a little kid.
Really quick, Carrie wants to know if this dough freezes well.
This dough does freeze well, Perry. Yes. Are there any other questions, you guys out there? I see a hand up over for the Heinz. Looks like you've got a question. Riker?
What happens if there's the fire on in case we forgot? Would Santa just come through the door or would he use his magic
Or would
key?
it get burned?
Santa uses his magic and the fire just goes down. It doesn't stay hot. It doesn't have a flame. So why I come down the chimney and then bring all the toys and presents in, and then I go back up the chimney and we make sure the fire comes back on. Does that help you? All right, good.
That's a really good question. Awesome. So if you guys didn't notice, I did pull out our magic bars. The timer did go off. I did do these for 25 minutes and they're looking great. So what we're going to do is we're going to let them cool for just a minute. Try not to let these cool too much because there is a lot of butter and condensed milk in this, and the condensed milk caramelizing to the paper and your pan, they will stick really easily onto your pan. So the best way to get these out of the pan, besides the parchment paper, obviously let your cookies cool a little bit in your pan in a nice cool spot, and then they will be good to cut in about 10 minutes. But don't wait too long, because if you do let them completely cool, they will be a little bit difficult to get out of the pan. Also, if you guys have a non-stick baking dish, a 13x9, that works really well too. If you are using a glass, metal, it all works, but the non-stick also is the best for not getting stuck. And is there a question?
Rachel said that she used coconut milk instead of regular milk.
For the magic bars? Yes, that is a great substitution for the magic bars.
And then Michael says, hi guys.
Hi, Michael.
Where is Michael?
He's down at the bottom.
Oh, hi, Michael.
Michael, are you on the good list? Yeah, he's not.
It's a little iffy.
Yeah.
I saw the hesitation, Michael.
We won't talk about the incident.
So while we're letting the sugar cookies bake, by the way, guys, what we're doing right now is we're unwrapping our Hershey's Kisses. Santa is helping me out, and he's unwrapping each individual one, which I didn't want to let him do all of them, but I got distracted. I hope that doesn't affect me on the naughty.
So we didn't need them all?
No, we need them all because we're going to eat them too if there's some extra. And if there isn't enough.
So I wasn't supposed to be eating them.
Oh, is that what you
Look over there.
Well, we'll be good. We'll be fine. It'll be great. While we wait for our sugar cookies to bake, we've got 9 minutes. I'm going to take this opportunity to kind of let you guys know what we have coming up here for future events at Frickler Vineyards. With shelter in place being installed right now, we are not currently open, but we are open for to-go and takeout food, which I'll bring Chris out here to talk about this. We are available online. You can order wines. We do ship, locally and statewide too.
Quick question before we remember, how long do the sugar cookies bake for?
So if you're baking your sugar cookies in the muffin tins, we're going 15 minutes right now. But if you're doing it on a sheet tray, on a sheet pan, you're gonna do 8 to 10 minutes for the cook time.
Cool. Yeah, I mean,
Chris?
I will kick back over to, I will go myself on. For Evan to talk about the food package that we do have, but as far as wine, I mean, we are closed for tastings. We're sad about it, but it's obviously, we're waiting to hopefully reopen within a couple weeks or so. But you can definitely come by, purchase wine, you give us a call. Obviously we ship to most states across the country. But obviously most people that do zoom in are local right here. So if you guys would like to, purchase wine, please call me, let us know. We can come pick it up or ship it to you. We are offering free virtual tastings. So if you guys want to buy wines with your family or other, friends and do a fun group Zoom tasting, please do that. Give us a call. We can coordinate some fun little packages for you guys to buy and to have a nice virtual tasting with myself or Mark or Taylor, which would be really fun. But like Evan was talking about, the chefs created some amazing to-go food packages, which I'm super excited about, that we kind of launched a couple days ago.
Yeah, Shane and I have been working really hard here at the vineyards. We have house-made pasta kits to offer. So we have 4 different pastas that we are offering, which is our pork tortellinis. We're doing our burrata agnolotti is what they're called, potato gnocchi, and then our herb gnudi, which is essentially like a gnocchi, but instead of potato, we're using ricotta cheese as our binder or as our dough. And with each of those pastas, you get a sauce with them as well. The tortellini gets a nice pork roto. The agnolotti gets a spicy tomato arrabbiata sauce. I think I'm saying it right. It's really hard for me. I'm sorry. With our gnocchi, we're doing a bolognese, and then with our gnudi, we're doing a brown butter sage sauce as well with that. And with all these packages too, we are giving you a salad for 2 and garlic bread. And then on top of those pastas, we do have our lasagnas.
Which, can I comment really quick? The Heibels said that they had the lasagnas last night. They loved both the spinach mushroom and the pork stew.
Yes. So yes, the Heibels, they just ordered their one of each lasagna, which we have 2 different ones. We have a meat and a vegetarian option. With the meat option, we are doing a pork sugo, and then the vegetarian is a mushroom and spinach option as well.
Yeah. And every meal is paired with one of our wines. So please look on the website. If you don't want that wine, you can always give us a call and we can substitute for another wine that you want, but just give us a call. We can kind of custom do that for you guys. But they are paired with some specific wine, which is really cool. And that's we chose those wines to be paired because they taste better.
Yes.
So, but yeah, check out our website. It looks amazing. We have a lot of food packages, even the pizza packages that we have.
Correct.
We have a take and bake pizza kit.
Yes, we have a take and bake pizza kit and a pizza kit that you take. We are sending you home with 2 dough portions, the toppings, so you can make the pizza yourself at home. It's a great thing to do with the kids. Really get everybody involved in the kitchen and cooking together. And it's just one of the best ways to kind of bring everybody together. A very fun family activity, especially during shelter in place right now.
We have a question for Santa.
All right.
Come back in,
Oh,
Santa.
Santa.
Oh, one thing about also making the pizza at home, don't forget you can make snowman pizza.
That's right. We did last week.
We
Yes.
did that last
A
week, and
fantastic time.
now I won't eat pizza any other way.
So you're gonna come back and see us? We just do it.
Sure, come on over.
Perfect.
Mrs. Claus doesn't mind.
Aiden is asking, what's Santa's favorite cookie since he tries so many all over the world?
Well, I have to tell you, it's the good old chocolate chip cookie. The chocolate chip cookie's been around for a long, long time. It's been here for almost ever. It was discovered either by accident or she actually did cook it and make it. So I have to go with chocolate chip cookies. And chocolate chip cookie is the #1 cookie. Most people don't realize that. Now, if you buy a commercial, it's not the #1 cookie. Do you know what the #1 cookie that's bought is?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
The Oreo. So it makes,
Wow,
you know, so, but anyway, the chocolate chip cookies, but it's the #1 cookie to eat
Milk's
and
favorite
take
cookie.
it home. It goes with milk. Is the word pair?
Yes.
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 I pair my cookies with
Pairs.
milk.
Is it warm milk or cold milk, Santa?
Well, it depends. If it's in the daytime, it's cold. If
Okay.
it's at nighttime, I use warm milk. But just remember, boys and girls, if you put milk out for me to come by on Christmas Eve, make sure you keep it a little chilled. Don't put it out there for too long.
Yeah.
So, you know, for all night. So that's just something to think about.
Do you like to put anything in your milk at all, like some peppermint or anything like that?
Chocolate sauce.
Chocolate sauce?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
chocolate milk.
Yeah,
I agree.
So
I'm with
for
you.
the kids at home, if they're putting milk out for you on Christmas night, should they put a little bit of chocolate in there, or is that too much for
We
you?
got
No,
some
leave
chocolate sauce today.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Gabriel says, our beards are alike, really in style these days at the North Pole.
Oh, it's big. And it's surprising on how many kids or children want to know if it's real. Yes, it's real. It's been here forever and that.
Oh, it's real.
It grew in when I was 2 years old. And
2 years old.
when I was 2 years old, but that was okay, you know, but I keep it trimmed. I try, because otherwise it'd be way, way down there. So, but I keep it trimmed. But it's about 4 inches now,
It's a good length. I like it.
Yes.
It looks good on you. It looks great.
and it's white. Yeah, it is white.
It is nice and white. Yes.
Do you dye your beard or is it natural?
It is natural. It is all white by itself, and and if you remember that the Christmas and 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, that's what he said. He had a white beard.
Oh,
So,
that's true.
and that's one of the descriptions. And then, of course, when Coca-Cola discovered Santa Claus, they really brought out the beard.
That's what I'm going for.
Carolyn
I
has a
drink Coke.
question. Should we cut the magic bars now or better to wait?
You should cut the magic bars now. I would recommend doing that. We're actually going to pull ours out. Vanessa, you are looking really good for someone that
Oh, boy.
tells me you've never baked. That's my sister, actually. And she's doing a really good job. So I'm pretty impressed right now. You're baking cookies from now on Christmas time. Your job now. That's your responsibility. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and pull out our magic bars here. I'm gonna switch sides with you, Santa. And Art,
Santa, should I leave you out a book at night?
I'm sorry, what
What
was
was
the
it?
question?
Should I leave you out a book at night so when you're eating or drinking your milk or in cookies, would you want to read a book? Well, so I can put out the Night Before Christmas out.
Yeah, I love that book. You know, you can never read it enough, especially the part about a belly full of jelly. So yes, that's a good book. Can you read it yet? Are you able to read it?
My dog and books.
Okay, all right.
Are there any other questions out there for Santa or anything? Before we show our magic bars here. Awesome. So I pulled our magic bars out of our baking dish. Like I said, parchment paper really makes it easy for these to pull out. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and slice them up and portion them out, but we're gonna still leave them to cool because they still need a little bit of time to cool down. They're still a little bit mushy here on the bottom as I'm feeling. But they're looking great and they smell wonderful. If you guys can smell this right now, it's a great smell. Santa, I mean, I'm sure you can.
I can smell them, and they're smelling great.
Our sugar cookies. Give a quick peek at our cookies here. Looking good, they're looking good. We'll let them go for just a couple more minutes. Maybe about 4 more minutes.
Hey, Evan, what
Yes.
is your favorite cookie?
My favorite cookie are these magic bars right here. Like I said, this is one of my friends' recipes, and they make it for whenever we get together. We always make this, or they always make it, and bring it over. And we're usually fighting over it. I mean, all the guys in my group, we're always beating each other up, trying to get as much of this.
What? You're fighting?
Well, I mean,
Well,
we love cookies so much, Santa. I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to say that? Did I just? Oops! I think I dug myself a hole there, guys. We kindly argue with each other on who gets the last cookie.
You have a discussion
Yes, correct.
That's
We
a-
have
that's a
a
problem.
very heated discussion.
or a difference of opinion.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
You
I
can run for
understand.
Congress now.
It's always what I wanted to do. So I'm gonna let our cookies kind of cool down a little bit more. I have cut them out. They do need just a touch more time to cool down because they're still really, really, really hot, and all that butter and the condensed milk down there is really needing to cool down. So while we let those cool, we're still letting our sugar cookies kind of go for just a little bit longer. While we wait for just a touch longer, we're gonna have Chris come out and talk about our Pinot and Zin to pair with our other cookies.
Sure.
I mean, can't do that. Shit,
I mean, you kind of
man. I
did.
mean, no,
You left me out tonight. So
no, I did not. I don't
you
know.
didn't include me in your cooking class.
You know, I had a very special guest that showed up.
I
I
was
just-
special
I
one from last weekend too.
Nancy,
I mean,
jump in
we're-
there.
I mean, Santa wanted me here tonight.
I mean, you wanted me to fight, you wanted to
No, it's
take
okay. Sorry, but yeah, I mean, like I mentioned earlier in the show, I chose the Pinot and the Zin to go with the two because I always think with chocolate, red wine goes really well. I know a lot of people think different. To me, it's an amazing combination, especially with our Zinfandel. The Zinfandel, to me, we did one of our dinner series. We did the
what was that? That was our chocolate Bocanero. Yes.
Bocanero, which
It's been so many, dinner series that it's
Well,
just
that's the
I,
fun
I
part.
have to sit here and go through the Rolodex in my mind. Which one?
yeah, we did the Bocanero that's paired with our Zinfandel, and it was truly an amazing combination. I think it wowed a lot of people that dinner series, especially to pair red wine with a dessert. I
Yes.
think a lot of people just want to do a sweet wine or sparkling, which I mean they're great. Sparkling and sweet wines are fun, but sometimes a little bit heavier tannicky reds go great with something heavy like chocolate.
Yes.
So I love it, and with the Pinot being all estate grown, it's a beautiful, a little bit more full body Pinot. Which I think is always one of my favorite. I'm always biased.
I mean,
Yeah,
I love
Rachel says they're zinning it here in Texas.
Are you? Love it,
Oh,
Rachel.
yeah,
I
Texas
see
too.
you.
There was a question about should they be rotating the
Yeah,
cookies
we
and
have a
down?
couple questions.
Oh, yes. The cookies, you don't need to rotate them, but it does help to rotate them, especially if you don't have a convection oven. So yes, rotating the cookies will help.
And then Colleen asked, my cookies are done. How soon do I put the Hershey Kiss in the middle?
The Hershey Kiss should go immediately on after you pull your sugar cookie out of the oven, and then let it fully cool with the Hershey Kiss in the center of the cookie, and then you'll be good to go.
And then Perry says, assuming these don't all get eaten, what are storage recommendations for magic bars?
Storage recommendation for the magic bars, I would say keeping it in your fridge is the best way to do it, especially with all the butter and the condensed milk in there.
Terry, I got faith in you. Just eat them.
But it's really hard not to just sit on the couch and just, enjoy a cold glass of milk with these magic bars and just eat them all, because that's usually what I do.
As
And
a
then-
milk soup.
That's what I do. Yeah.
Joanne says, does using the
I mean, I wish
conventional
we was-
oven change the timing? I've never used that option.
Convection oven does change the timing if you are using a convection oven. So the thing with convection oven is you have a fan inside the oven that is constantly going and moving the heat, constantly circulating it. So what that does is it speeds up your time of cooking. So if you're using a convection oven on these magic bars and the sugar cookies, you should cut your cooking time down by about 5 minutes on each of them. Any other questions, guys? Santa's still over here. I mean, if you guys got
Come
questions
back in,
with Santa, I mean, Santa hasn't left.
We do have a question, Chris,
Yes.
this is for you. Do you guys do any dessert wines?
Right now, we do not do a dessert wine, but we have possibly talked about, as I'm looking at Mark over here, and he's rolling his eyes in, possibly talked about doing dessert wine. Dessert wines are, I've been in the wine business for a long time, and they're really hard to do, very time consuming, and they get very expensive. So it's one of those things where it depends on which varietal you grow. Obviously, we don't have a lot of varietals on this property and other property that would do well with dessert wines. I mean, the Sauv Blanc is the only one I could think of doing like a late harvest Sauv Blanc that would work. But yeah, I mean, so I don't know. Right now, we're sticking to bubbles for more dessert stuff and red wines, but maybe in the future we might have something. So,
we got one more.
but the Zin is a great combination. Same, like I said earlier, Zin, bubbles, Pinot. There's your dessert wine right there.
And then where should we put the magic bar when we are taking it out? Like when they take it out of the oven, where should they put it? Just on the counter?
They should put it on the counter. If you don't have it on a piece of parchment paper like I do, like I said, I cut my magic bars already, but let them cool inside of the pan. And until the pan is cool to the touch, then you can start scooping out your magic bars after you've pre-cut them. And then it'll make it a lot easier for those to come out.
And then Christina Heibel says, what do they look like when they're done for the sugar cookies?
So for the sugar cookies, what they look like when they're done, Mark, if you want to bring the camera back over here, I'm sorry. This is what we're looking at right here. So our cookies are nice and golden brown on the top. I've just put our Hershey's Kiss directly on the top. It is hot out of the oven, so we're gonna let these cool in the muffin tin for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and be able to pull them out of the muffin tin. But for right now, we're gonna let them cool just a little bit longer, because if you don't let those cool, the crust isn't gonna set, and all it's just gonna do is all crumble apart as you try to pull them out of the muffin tin. So you wanna let them cool in your muffin tin in a cool spot until they're all the way cool.
And we just realized when we were putting the kisses in, if you had dark chocolate ones too, you could play checkers.
Yeah.
You could
Yes.
play checkers, and every time you king them, you get to eat their
Or tic-tac-toe with it too.
tic-tac-toe,
That would
right?
be a good one. You know, you get 3 in the row.
There's lots of games you can play with all these candy kisses.
Must be more questions for Santa.
Any more questions out there?
Was there a question for a sweet bubbly? Did I hear that?
Yeah, it was from Gabriel. who asked the question.
Yeah.
I have a question
So
about
sweet-
dessert wine.
So sweet bubbly, I got you. Sam. Oh, sweet for sweet bubbly. If you're looking for something sweeter, you have to look for it to say extra dry. That is a sweet bubbly right there. I know most people are going to think, oh, it's extra dry means that it's super dry. In the sparkling champagne world, if you see what that on a label, it says extra dry, it means it's a lot sweeter. So there's a tip.
And then a couple questions for you.
But before that, I have
Go
a
ahead.
question
Go
for
ahead.
you. If I have a wine after dinner, wouldn't that be a dessert wine?
Absolutely.
Oh, well, then you solved my question.
You know, I have the best of both worlds, dessert and wine.
Oh.
You know,
So in
Okay.
response to your little checkers comment, Elaine said, do you really have time to play checkers, Santa?
always.
This time of year, no. But comes Saturday, oh, I have 11 months.
And
And go ahead.
with that, someone else asked, what do you do when it's not Christmas?
Oh, I have my Santa shirt. I go to the beach. I have Santa flip-flops. I sit down at the beach. I just go to the beach, and sometimes if I get real bored, I go for a walk in the woods. But no, Santa loves the beach and goes surfing and skin diving and mostly sitting around in the sand.
Yeah. Have you ever been skin diving? Can I? What's
We
skin
come-
diving?
we come-
Well, you have to wear a bathing suit.
Oh, okay.
That's the difference.
Okay.
do that.
He says, the beach at the North Pole, watch out for those orcas.
Oh, no, not the North Pole. It's cold up there. But you know, people have surfed at the North Pole up there. But no, I go to the South Pole where it's warm.
Nice.
And then someone else
That's where
says,
that's
he
where the rays
loads
are.
the sleigh and feeds all the reindeer.
What's that?
Someone says that you load your sleigh and feed all the reindeer.
Yes, I do that quite a bit. And the elves help out, and Mrs. Claus makes sure that I've gone out to feed the reindeer.
And then this question, you're gonna need your naughty and nice list.
Okay, let's get to the book.
While you get, look, I do have a question for you guys. I think there's a question on there about it. Why do you call these the magic cookies?
The magic
Magic
bars.
bars, sorry.
Why do I
Magic
call
bars,
them the magic bars? Because they're magically delicious. Not like Lucky Charms, but they're just so good. They're magic. When you eat them,
I guess
you'll
I'll-
understand when,
I'll
you, when you take a bite.
I'll
You'll
have to find
understand.
out. I'll find it.
So
I'll find it.
Evan's nephew Xavier wants to know if he's on the nice or naughty list.
What was the name? Oh, Xavier. Oh, that's in the X's.
He's got a long ways to go in that book with the X's.
Oh. There it is. Xavier, you're on the good list.
Hey, good job, buddy. You made it.
Congratulations. Any
Oh my
more?
gosh, yes. Gabriel says, you're still using a book, Santa. Why not an iPad?
Well, it's kind of like, right now, it's hard to use the iPad because all the kids in the world are Zooming and going to school. So everything's shut. And I like the old way sometimes. I just like the old way. But I guarantee you, we have an IBM 7420 still running up at the North Pole.
If your iPad crashes, you still got this.
Yes.
And if your battery went dead,
I
that would
mean,
be
yeah,
good.
battery,
You don't have any Wi-Fi?
the Wi-Fi, it's spotty all the time. so.
Boy, I want to talk to all of you after the show tonight.
We're the new tech squad.
Yeah.
That's what's going to be amazing. That's one of the things talking to all the boys and girls these last couple of weeks, how much they've learned about using technology, how they're learning to use this thing. And what's going to be amazing is that you've advanced so much. It doesn't matter what grade you're in, pre-K to college, of how much you've had to learn to use all that. Congratulations to all of you. Any more questions there? No?
Are they sticking, Evan?
They are not.
Ooh.
They're popping out perfectly.
Look at the confidence.
Yeah, right? This is my third time baking.
Well, anyway, while you're all waiting, you know what kind of motorcycle Santa has? He has a Harley Davidson.
Oh, Rachel has a question.
Okay.
She says, Santa, are you taking gift requests for adults?
Yes, go ahead, and if you can still put it in the mail, we're reading mail up to Wednesday night. So if you know somebody that needs something special somehow, or come down and see me wherever I might be for the day. And there's lots of ways to get lots of gifts for the adults.
She says, winning lotto numbers would be amazing. Or a bottle of Viognier.
Is this the child or the parent?
I hope it's a
She's here.
Oh, and Gabriel says that Rachel is his neighbor and she doesn't bring her trash containers in, so he's pretty sure she's not on the list.
Oh,
Well, you know what? We'll talk
Throwing one
to
to the
her.
list.
You know what you should do is go over and talk to her, because that's the best way. I don't always deal with it and say, look it. Or maybe you can say, can I help you? Because sometimes you have to reach out and some people might just need some help. And that's being
It's a
kind.
little messy. Awesome, guys. So any other questions for Santa?
Yeah, I want to know if Evan got off the,
Oh.
Oh, Beth is asking if I got off the probation list.
We're gonna
Who's
talk
nervous?
about that because Santa has some special things for you two tonight.
Oh, for us too?
You two,
Are you sure for him?
don't push it.
Sorry,
That's not
sorry,
how
I
you
had
get
to-
points.
I just-
This is why you go back from probation every time.
I can't help it.
Cookies for us?
Does everybody else want to show us their cookies?
Yeah, guys,
So
show
magic bars,
if your
please.
cookies and magic bars are ready, go ahead and pull them up to the camera. See Rachel over there? Those look wonderful.
Ooh.
These are,
Gabriel looks amazing. Look at those.
there you go, Gabriel.
Oh, wow.
Sharon, how are your cookies looking?
Look
Oh,
at Colleen. Good job, Colleen.
Colleen looks great.
Somebody's showing their wine. That's very good.
Sharon,
Ooh,
Sharon.
there
There
you
you
go.
go. Nope, they're sliding off, Sharon.
See some Brickler wine over there?
Oh, yeah, Rachel on hers.
There we go.
Yeah, I believe, probably.
those look great, Sharon.
Ooh, but that's-
Yeah, look at, oh, there's Kane up there, there's Chase and Kane. Yeah.
Oh,
those
there
look
you
great.
go. Way to go, Chase. Holding the baby
Very
and everything
good.
too. That's a little risky there, man.
Try to save one for Christmas Eve and put it on the plate.
No, they're gonna have to rebake them.
Yeah, I was
Sorry,
gonna say,
that's
I might have to
still
make
too far
another,
away.
another batch for Christmas Eve.
Is that called a rerun?
That's a rerun. By then they'll master this, don't worry.
That's right.
Oh, Celeste.
That was Celeste. Those look
Celeste
good.
in New Orleans.
Yeah. Great job, Celeste.
Those look wonderful. What are they?
Oh, just got another batch.
Oh, she's cranking out the batches of cookies right now.
Oh. Well, should we do our little award ceremony right now while we're kind of
Sure,
waiting
Sure,
here?
let's do it.
All
Okay,
right.
go ahead, Sam.
Well, I'm gonna stand right in the middle because when I do the Oscars, this has been so much fun for Santa. And this is the first time I've ever been able to cook with two special young men like you.
We are.
Yeah, you are
Pretty
special.
special
I don't know
together,
what
And
way, but
because
we're-
you've done so well and you made me laugh so much and how you stretch a story, both of you. There's, but there's always a different version, right?
Oh yeah,
We're good.
Santa
we've had some practice.
would like, and the elves voted for it, they voted for it, would like to award you both with your own personal candy cane. So here you go. Merry Christmas.
Aw,
my
thank you,
God.
Santa.
Thank you so much.
Those are 2 pounds.
It's gonna take me like a whole month to finish here.
Well, when I come back next year, it better be done.
I'm
The last
hoping
of the
so.
night.
I was gonna say, you've got Michael to help you, so.
So anyway, congratulations. And if you don't like to eat them all, they make good for hammers.
Oh,
Yeah.
no,
I mean,
no, they're gonna get.
yeah. I was
And
gonna
you
say,
could-
I'd rather eat them.
And you can not only stir your wine with it, you can stir the whole barrel.
Right?
I think
Anyway,
we should make sure that
Thank you,
Carrie
Santa.
gets this.
Really
Merry
appreciate it.
Christmas.
It's an
Thank you so
honor
much.
to be able to hang out with you and cook with you. And,
It doesn't have the,
we look forward to
like, traditional shape.
having you.
No.
on the show.
do you know the history of the traditional shape?
Oh,
The traditional shape of the candy cane, wasn't there an extra one here? They were actually made in the shape of a shepherd's hook, which has some religious meanings to it, but the shepherd hook, and that's the way the shepherd hook came. But the candy canes originally didn't have the shepherd's hook, and there was a choir director in Germany in the 1600s who would do, when the religious services there were hours long. Well, when you're boys and girls and had to sit there for hours and waiting, and you're in the choir director made candy canes. It was before the stripes, to have the boys and girls, they could suck on them the whole time, and it kept their mouths shut and it kept them busy. So if you want to reward somebody, just give them a candy cane. And then later, of course, the stripes came.
That's how you show that.
And it should fit.
Yeah,
I think it will fit. Anyway, that's the history of the candy cane.
Awesome.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Well, again,
Cool.
Santa, thank you so much for, joining us tonight and taking time out of your busy schedule. We really appreciate it. I'm sure all the kids here at home, they really appreciate it as well.
We want to see if anybody has one last question, anything.
Yeah,
before we
guys,
go?
before you all, any questions, right now is the time before Santa, goes back to the North Pole. And also, guys, just to let you know, with any of you that make cookies, make sure you take lots of pictures of them and post them on social media, on our Instagram, tag us at Berkeley Vineyards, Facebook as well.
And our next cooking show is
Next cooking show will be on Saturday, January 2nd. We're doing a vegan recipe. We're doing a sweet potato soup with cheesy bread as well, and it's all 100% vegan. So just to really kick off the new year, with the health kit,
I think Rachel's coming on.
Yeah.
we're really it's going strong.
Right?
Oh,
You need
perfect,
more
Rachel.
wine?
We'll have a wine package for you ready and everything. Just let us know when you're ready.
I believe the cooking shows are every Saturday night,
Yes. So yeah,
starting. the first week of
starting
January.
in January of next year, we will be doing our cooking show. It'll be Shane and myself. We will be doing them every Saturday night. We're starting off with the sweet potato soup, And then we are doing crab salad. We're doing mac and cheese. We're doing a special with our yoga instructor, Deacon. That'll be the second weekend of January.
Yeah.
January 2nd for the first one, yes. And then we're doing Deacon, special guest with us, and he's doing a special vegan recipe as well. We're making katari, and we're doing almond cookies as well. And then we're going to be doing a mac and cheese, 2 Super Bowl special recipes as well. We're doing cauliflower tacos, and we're going to be doing sliders and queso dip as well. So
We have one more question.
yes,
Celeste says our Cajun Night Before Christmas book says that Santa has alligators. Is that true, or does he have reindeer?
She's from New
Oh,
Orleans.
well, Santa has all kinds of animals and pets up there, but the number one pet, of course, is the reindeer. Now, we have a University of North Pole up there. A lot of people don't know about the university. If you're thinking about college, you might want to give it a consideration. But our mascot, we've got our mascot this year are the Fighting Penguins. So the Penguins are leading us into charge as we learn to get into some heavy competition. We do such things as drinking chocolate, playing checkers, all kinds of things. So come out and see us, but Santa has all kinds of pets and animals up there. Cool. Merry Christmas, everybody, and Happy New Year's.
thanks for joining, everyone.
Thank you guys.
All
Appreciate it.
right.
Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas,
Happy New
everybody.
Year. We'll see you out
Hopefully
there.
we see you next year.
2021 coming up.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye.
Cheers.